Thing here, can you spin out a compact crank? Compact cranks for pussies, I hear. Compact crank is referred to as a 50-34, so 50 on big ring, 34 on the little ring. And let's have a look at the 50-11. So this is a cadence. I'll put a link down below to it. And if you can spinning out 130 RPM is what any national level road cycling coach would recommend as your sprint peak cadence. 130. Cavendish, Mark Cavendish, world's best sprinter on the road. Fastest sprinter on the road, Mark Cavendish. So let's just use him as an example of what is the best, because he is the best. So 130 cadence, and we're running 25mm tyres, and we've got that 50-11. So Mark Cavendish, 74k an hour. He couldn't hit that unless he had a lead-out train. So if Mark Cavendish can't even spin out a 50-11 by himself, then what are you doing with a 53? Now, the reason why the pros run 53s is because often they'll be going 110 kilometers down the hill, and then they still need to pedal a bit. Or they'll be doing 80k an hour down the hill, and there's someone attacking, so they still need to be able to pedal. Unless you're doing races where people are attacking the downhills at 80k an hour, then why have a 53? Why have a 53? Even a 50-11. I mean, I look at my bike and I'm like, I don't even need a 50. A 46 would be a better chain ring, or smaller. I'm not attacking downhills. I've raced crits. I've raced many Div 1 crits, A-grade crits with good riders, like in Adelaide, Australia, good riders, and I've never ever been dropped because I had a 50-11. You know, I've done sprint trains, sitting on the back of sprint trains, just sort of rolling off with the Cannondale, Katusha, FDJ, all the pro teams that come to Adelaide. You know, sitting on the back there on my bamboo bike with my GoPro and just sitting on there, getting the quick step, just watching them swap off. And then getting on the sprint train and just, you know, trying to hold it as long as I can. And I wasn't even in the 50-11. I'm doing a sprint train, holding on, putting out, 600-700 watts, just trying to hold the wheel. I'm not even in my hardest gear. Like, so you get all these muppets, compact crank, spin it out. If you can spin out a compact crank on the flat, not behind a truck, if you can spin it out by yourself behind the flat, then contact me, because I've got a pro team who wants to sign you up. If you can spin out a 50-11 on the flat, 130 RPM, 74k an hour, by yourself, let me know. If you can spin out a compact crankset in Div 1 on the flat, let me know, because I can hook you up. I literally can hook you up a contract. You come to Adelaide in January, and I'll introduce you to some teams, and you just go off the front at 74k an hour in the 50-11, and they'll be just like, who's this guy? Come hang out with us. Let's go for some, let's give you a stage R contract. 50-11 is a massive fucking gear. For me, in my opinion, it's too big of a gear even. It's like 50-11. Who's doing 74k an hour and still has to sprint and pedal at 100, like, only pro riders are, man, or, Div 1 riders who want to be pro. So the 53 or the 52 is just like shit. If you're a pro rider doing 110k an hour down the hill, okay, I understand that. If you're doing a national road series and you're still hitting 100k an hour down the hill, and then it flattens off to 80 and you still got a power to get back on contact, yes, then you need the 52, 53. But for the people who aren't racing down hills, it's just a super gear to have. It's unnecessary. Let's go down below. Who can spin out a 50-11? Not even Mark. Mark Cavendish can't even spin out a 50-11 on the flat by himself. Nobody can spin out a 50-11 on the flat in a bunch. Who's sprinting at 74k an hour? On a flat road? Nobody. Slight downhill, yes. Sometimes the pros finish at slight downhills. Does this make sense? Ask yourself, how often do you hit over 70k an hour, and do you really need to pedal at that speed? If you're a pro, the answer is yes. If you're doing national levels road series, yes, you need to be able to pedal at 80k plus an hour to stay in contact. Yes, you do, I agree. Other than that, why are we using 50s even? It's too big a gear.